Our planet holds secrets deep within its ancient heart. You know, we often think of life as something that thrives in the light, in our forests and oceans. But a recent discovery takes us somewhere entirely new, to a time almost beyond imagination. Scientists have found living things, tiny microbes tucked away inside a rock that is 2 billion years old. This is not a fossil. It is not a memory of life. It is life itself, breathing, existing, and surviving in a world of darkness and stone. This astonishing find pushes back the known boundaries of where life can endure on our planet. The story begins in South Africa in a vast and ancient formation of volcanic rock called the Bushveld Igneous Complex. Here, a team of scientists led by Associate Professor Yohei Suzuki from the University of Tokyo drilled deep into the earth. They were not searching for gold or diamonds but for something far more precious, evidence of life in an unexpected place. They carefully pulled a core of rock about 30 centimeters long from 15 meters below the surface. This rock was formed from cooling magma over 2 billion years ago, a time when our planet's atmosphere was very different, and complex life had not yet appeared. Inside this solid piece of Earth's history, the team looked closer. They peered into hairline cracks, fractures no wider than a human hair. They expected to find only minerals and stone. But what they saw was something that would change our understanding of biology forever. Within these sealed-off cracks, they found communities of microscopic organisms. These tiny beings have been isolated from the sunlit world for an immense period of time, living a slow and patient existence. They represent a branch of life that has been hidden from our view, a whisper from a truly ancient world. Before this, the oldest rock known to host living creatures was around 100 million years old. This new discovery is 20 times older. It tells us that life is not just resilient, it is extraordinarily patient. It can find a home in the most unlikely of places, surviving on the barest of resources. These microbes are not just old in a geological sense, they are living testaments to the tenacity of life itself. They have survived for eons, powered not by the sun, but by the slow, subtle chemistry of the rock that surrounds them, a truly remarkable feat of endurance. When you make a discovery this extraordinary, you must be absolutely certain. The biggest challenge for the scientists was to prove that the microbes they found were truly from inside the rock. They had to be sure that these tiny life forms were not modern contaminants from our world. It would be easy for microbes from the soil, the air, or even the drilling equipment to get inside the sample. To prevent this, the team followed some of the strictest cleaning procedures ever used in this type of research. Their goal was to make sure the inside of the rock was a pristine, untouched environment. Their methods were very clever. As they drilled the core out of the ground, they added something special to the drilling fluid, tiny plastic beads that glow under a special light. These beads acted as tracers. If any of the fluid leaked into the natural cracks inside the rock, the glowing beads would be there too. The scientists could then easily spot this contamination. After they brought the core to the surface, they sterilized its entire outer layer. This ensured that any microbes from the outside world were completely removed before they began to examine the core's interior. The crucial test came when they looked inside. The team carefully examined the hairline cracks within the rock. They searched for the tiny, glowing plastic beads, and they found none. Not a single one had made its way into the sealed inner world of the rock. This was the proof they needed. It confirmed that the cracks were completely isolated and had not been touched by the outside world during the drilling process. The rock's interior was a natural clean room, perfectly sealed for billions of years, protecting whatever lay within. This level of care is what makes the discovery so powerful. It gives scientists complete confidence that the microbes they found are not from today, but are ancient residents of the rock. They are indigenous. This meticulous process of avoiding contamination is like being a detective at a crime scene. You must ensure that you do not leave your own fingerprints behind. In this case, the scientists successfully proved that the life they found was not a modern footprint, but an authentic clue from the deep past. How do you find life that is too small to see, hidden inside solid rock? You cannot simply break the rock open, as that might destroy the very evidence you are looking for. The scientists needed a way to look inside the cracks without disturbing anything. They used incredibly advanced tools that can detect the building blocks of life. All living things from the smallest microbe to the largest whale are made of special molecules. The team went looking for two of the most important, proteins and DNA. Finding both together would be strong evidence for life. First, they used a special kind of laser technology to scan the tiny cracks. This technique can identify different chemicals based on how they interact with light and heat. As they scanned the veins, the machine detected something exciting: the chemical signature of proteins. Proteins are the workers of a cell. They do almost everything needed to keep it alive. Finding proteins was the first major clue. These signals were clustered together in specific spots within the sealed cracks, suggesting that something organized and biological was present in these tiny, isolated pockets. Next, the team focused on those exact same protein-rich spots. They used a special dye that is designed to stick only to DNA. DNA is the blueprint of life. It contains all the instructions for building and running an organism. They added this dye and then looked at the cracks with a powerful fluorescence microscope. Under this special light, they saw tiny, cell-shaped specks glowing brightly. The dye had attached itself to DNA. These glowing specks were less than a micron across, the perfect size for a microbe. They were true life forms revealed by the light. The final piece of the puzzle was putting these two clues together. The glowing DNA specks were found in the very same places where they had detected proteins. Finding both proteins and DNA in the same spot inside a verifiably clean part of the rock was a moment of triumph. It was undeniable proof. The scientists had not just found the chemical ingredients for life, they had found life itself. This incredible discovery does more than just rewrite Earth's history books. It changes how we think about the possibility of life on other worlds. For years we have sent rovers and probes to Mars, a planet that was once warmer and wetter. We know that Mars has ancient volcanic rocks that are very similar in age and type to the ones found in South Africa. If life can survive for 2 billion years sealed inside rock on Earth, could it have done the same on Mars? This finding gives us a new and profound sense of hope. The methods used by the scientists provide a perfect roadmap for searching for life in samples from other planets. NASA's Perseverance rover is currently on Mars collecting rock cores that will one day be brought back to Earth. When those samples arrive, scientists will face the same challenge: how to tell if any microbes found inside are truly Martian and not just contaminants from Earth. The careful, step-by-step process of using tracers and non-destructive scanning, as demonstrated in this study, shows us exactly how to do it. It gives us a reliable path to find the truth. The environment where these microbes live is also very important. They survive without sunlight, in tiny cracks filled with clay and water. They get their energy from chemical reactions between the water and the rock minerals. This process can release hydrogen, which the microbes can use as food. This kind of sunless, rock-powered ecosystem is exactly what astrobiologists hope to find on a world like Mars, or even on the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Life, it seems, does not always need a sunny sky and a blue ocean. It can thrive in the deep, dark subsurface. Ultimately, this discovery expands our very definition of a habitable environment. It tells us that the zone for life on our own planet is much larger than we ever knew, extending deep into the ancient crust. It proves that igneous rocks, once thought to be sterile and lifeless, can be vibrant habitats. Life is tougher, more adaptable, and far more widespread than we imagined. It can persist on geological timescales, waiting patiently in the dark. And if it can do that here, then perhaps, just perhaps, it is waiting to be found somewhere else in the vast, silent expanse of the cosmos.